Will TGL recover all the way upwards of the $50 levels once again, or is this a ticker which is gory days are behind it? You should be cutting your losses and walking away from it. So trend friends, today between TGL under three different lenses: the why, the what, the where. The why we're going to be doing calibrate down the what, some stock analysis, the where, telling you guys where to get in and where to get out. And I'll tell you guys this. Today we're also going to be comparing TGL versus SMX. So what made SMX be able to continuously run over and over and over and over and over again, day in, day out, versus TGL getting halted on its downslide, okay, or on its uptrend leading to its downslide. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So let's get to work. So as always, the first thing we want to analyze is going to be why is the ticker running. Well, TGL caught fire on a massive market trend, which included, stocks that have a extremely small float with a recent reverse split, right? So this company just had a 1-4-20 reverse split recently, and they announced some, news, you could say, some projections regarding their earnings, causing the stock to rip to the absolute insanity that it did. Now, we did day trade this ticker. However, we did not hold this ticker for multiple days, even though it wouldn't have been such a bad trade because we did open a position at 57-ish, right, at the end of the day, and we could have gotten all the way upwards of $70 off of that. But then when it came down and it broke this $49 level near the close, we just closed our position and took a small loss. So our last trade on this ticker was actually a small loss over here, but we did do a great job capitalizing on this massive up squeeze over here, and we were very green on TGL overall, right? And obviously the day after, the second day, once it started going in this downtrend, we just stayed away from it, and we would have already cut our losses at 49, okay? So let's get talking about exactly what's happening to TGL. Well, what's happening to TGL is exactly what makes it be a complete different beast compared to SMX. And I'll explain this to you guys, right? So look, the reason why you like a small float, right? The reason why everyone's talking about a small float, you've probably heard they're saying, oh, this million shares float, super small float, super small float. What is a float? Well, at the end of the day, the stock market is supply and demand. So the float is the supply. That's what it is. And the buyers are demand. So when someone says, oh, it's got a super small float, what that indicates is that it will take a small amount of demand to cause price volatility to the upside. Good. However, the one thing that these people don't oftentimes mention is whether or not this float, small float, is limited or not. Right? And I think that that's one of the most important things. Is this float actually limited? What do you mean by limited? Well, we'll take a look. So when we take a look at TGL's float is actually not limited because it has such a massive overhead supply, right? Meaning that the company has previously sold the rights to investors, not investors, investing institutions, let's put it that way, to have the right to be able to actually add shares of TGL into the broader markets at a discounted rate. Who gets money from this? TGL gets a lot of money from this by selling their company's shares. However, when we take a look at our buddy SMX, okay, if we can find SMX real quick, let's go over here, SMX. There's too many X's. SMX's overhead supply is extremely low. So SMX has a bigger supply, relatively, as a double supply. But what we're not getting is in a way, when it comes to TGL, we kind of have this leaky bucket situation where as the demand's coming in, it's being fed with external shares getting added, and then the bucket is leaking and it's leaking and it's leaking. Okay, but when you take a look at what we have over here when it comes to SMX, we don't have that, right? We don't have to deal with that. Why? Because there is no leaky bucket situation. Is the bucket a little bit bigger? Yes, but guess what? It's not A, that much bigger. Okay, and B, it's not leaking. It's not leaking. So it takes a lot easier for the demand to outweigh or outspeed the supply, hence the massive, price volatility, which we saw to the upside, right? Now, I'll tell you guys this, can TGL recover? Well, it depends. What does recovery really mean, right? The highest I see TGL going from these levels would honestly be the $30 levels. And even then, I'm really going on a stretch to say $30. And I'll tell you guys this, man, listen, losing is part of trading. And, the reality is that, when I first started, I lost so much damn money, right? So the first 3 years of me trading, I didn't have a single profitable month. Do you understand what I'm saying? I didn't have a single profitable month. But I think that what you got to understand is that, losing is truly a part of the learning process. And I want you guys to understand and learn from this mistake that you made, right? So what led to you, putting so much trust on SMX? Maybe it was your position sizing. Maybe it was your lack of risk management, right? Maybe you weren't able to actually compare the two together. And I think, so many times what happens is that people start pointing their finger and they start saying, oh, well, this person on StockTwit said, and that person said. But, one of the things that, I love to say all the time, and if you've been watching this video for a while now, you know, is a quote by Eisenhower. Eisenhower said it best. He said, you know, a war general can win, a war general can lose, right? But what a war general can never say is, I did not see that coming, right? I did not see that coming. So you got to understand that, you know, I did not see that coming should not be in your vocabulary. This is a ticker which we talked about the risk of dilution. If you watched my previous TGL video, I literally told you guys that, oh my God, this is a ticker which can go ahead and dilute. And then it started ripping to the upside, and then I had to go and then we had to trade it. But if you actually watch that TGL video, I told you guys that, listen, I'm not a big fan of TGL because they do have a massive overhead supply, right? So for me, when it comes to TGL, the highest I see it going now, man, would probably be this $30 levels. Other than that, I would personally stay away from it. Now, I'll tell you guys this, okay? I did add 10 more spots to the discounted version of our Discord. Give it a shot. Our community is the only community which will give you access to day trade alerts, swing alerts, option alerts, everything like that. We've been crushing it, okay? We've been crushing it day in, day out. We have over 400 members come back month after month. And there's a reason, I'm telling you right now, look at this. Thanks, Portia JS and Bullpick, for answering my 12 zillion questions about these two stocks. Started late last week. Thank you. Look at this. Beautiful. CMCT, 3.58. Ron today says, another great day. Thank you, Portia JS and Bullpick. Great calls. Hope to have a good one tomorrow. Beautiful, beautiful. We've been crushing it. Learned a lot from Sam's group. Glad I joined. I used to lose all the time. 6 for 6 on scalps today. Thank you, Sam and team. Yeah, so our community is the only community, guys. CETX today, we killed it on CETX, man. $12,000 over here for Madge. A-Trade says, beautiful scalp of MTUA pump. Thanks for putting it back on my radar. Bullpick, who's Bullpick? Bullpick is another mentor alongside myself. Thank you for cooking it off to my shitty job. Good luck, everyone. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, listen, I'll tell you guys this. Our community is the only community which gives you access to it for 2 weeks free trial and a 30 days money back guarantee. Nobody else is doing that, right? Some people are doing the 2 weeks free trial, but their version of doing the 2 weeks free trial is that they're just hoping that you forget you signed up, your card gets charged, and they're like, gotcha. That's not how we operate. We literally give you a 30 days money back guarantee after your card gets charged. So you have a 30 days to change your mind pretty much and say, oh, hey, you know what? I actually didn't like it, right? Asher says, today I want to share my profits as a member of this group. I'm very amazed by the services. These people so good and appreciative of their work. Like Sam Bullpick, these are other mentors again. I want to say thank you to Be Patient. Beautiful, man. Look at this. He brought in 34,000 GBP. Elite Trader, all he says, cheers Sam, and patience, more to come. $39 over for Eugene. So we have big wins, small wins, all across the board, man. I'm telling you, listen, if you $27 over here for Heather, so again, right, big wins, small wins, you name it, we got it. And you know, if you took a big loss on TGL, I'm telling you, man, our community is the #1 way of recouping those losses because we are very conservative, right? We don't go ahead and take massive risk. We never go full port. And one of the things that makes our community so special is that we give you everything. So Weeple says 7 trial down, 7 days to go. Open a new broker account to track this Discord's alerts. And if this keeps up, I'm going to become a paid member. Thank you. Look at this. 6,000 or 8,000 past week. Beauty, man. Beauty. Beautiful. 5 days into the 14 days trial, and the Discord cost is already paid for. I've only been trading the Sungler, so also be a lot more if I had the time to also day trade. Thanks, Sam, an amazing team you put together. Wonderful, man. Wonderful. Again, there's a reason people are coming back. I joined after getting burned in Moon Market Discord from pumping numbers about 5 months ago. This is what our alerts look like. Okay, in case you guys are wondering. Okay, let me show you guys what it look like. Scooting over all of them, but let's look at ASST for example today. So we said ASST by 102. We give it an entry, we give it an exit, we give it a stop loss. We also tell you how many shares to buy in your portfolio. How do we do so? All the share size, which we tell you guys, is in a 10K account. So we say 200 shares in a 10K account. That means if you have a 30K account, you buy 3 times the amount. If you have a 50K account, you buy 5 times the amount. Simple and easy. And let's take a look at ASST. We said 102 entry, 116 exit, right? ASST today ran to 120. So if you had that GTC exit set up, bing, beautiful exit setup over here, you would have locked in 116. Again, nothing major either, right? 14% gains. I mean, that's not life-changing, but it truly does add up, man. It truly does add up. And I think that's why people come back month after month, man, because of the consistency, not because of the massive wins. Lily says, this community changed my life. The few thousands I made here this month did not, but getting out of my losing streak, I'm gonna feel like a damn gambling habit did. Like Sam says, trade the best, leave the rest, and that's exactly what this community has been. Only quality trades, thanks to, again, these are a lot of mentors alongside myself. Give it a shot. 2 weeks free trial, 30 days money back guarantee. Next 10 members, 50% discount. I look forward to meeting you guys in the Top Academy. Thank you for watching. Your boy Sam.